The advantage to 32-bit floating point comes above 0. Check this example out.
Here I took those 24-bit and 32-bit floating point files from before, and I added 16 decibels of gain to them, and then I saved them out as new files. When I reopen them and I go to play them back, they're terribly distorted because they're well above clipping. If we zoom in and we look at what these waveforms look like, look at that. Look how truncated that is. All the tops and bottoms of those waveforms are clipped. So when we listen to it back, it sounds terrible. Sounds terrible, right? But here's the issue. If I go and I try and pull that down, the file's still clipped. So if I take that back down to -16, you know, roughly, and I play it back, still sounds terrible. The file's ruined. And we don't want ruined files. So now what? I have 32 bits. Well, how's that going to help?
So what happens if we go to 32-bit? Well, we don't gain any more resolution from the noise floor to 0 dBs on the fader. That stays fixed. What 32-bit gives us is this magic trick to where it will store the data above clipping. So let me show you how this might come into play, how you can use it to your advantage, and why, if you have the space for the files, you should be using 32-bit floating point.
Oh, it does help. Listen back to this now. When I mute the 24-bit and I play the 32-bit file that I lowered the volume on, it saved it. Oh, but how could this be? Well, here's how it works. 32-bit floating point uses those extra 8 bits to capture the data above 0 dB. 24-bit files only capture from the noise floor up to 0 dB. They cap out there. And that's why when I go to pull this gain down, there's no information there. That information is lost in that file saving process. But if you have 32-bit floating point, it saves the points above 0 to properly recreate the file if you lower the gain. And it can completely save your ass.